the joint where the bunion was on my big toe would sometimes flare up. Sometimes fluid would collect on that joint, kind of depending on activities that I was doing, footwear that I was wearing, and the amount that I was amount of time I was spending on my feet. My name is Laura Dixon, and I'm a nonprofit executive here in Calgary. I work an office job, and in my free time, I enjoy working out at the gym and the bar studio. The problem that I first approached Competitive Edge about was actually my feet. A colleague of mine knew that I struggled with a bunion that I've had my whole life on my left foot, and she noticed that Competitive Edge was putting on a webinar about exercises and therapy to avoid surgery for this, and so I decided that I would check it out and see what it was all about. And so that was the first thing that I approached Competitive Edge about. And I was very interested in getting some relief from the discomfort without having to pursue any sort of a surgical option around that. The way that the foot issue was affecting my life was that I had a very limited choice of footwear that I could use. And as well, when it came to some of the various types of exercises, trying to lead an active lifestyle, I would find that the joint where the bunion was on my big toe would sometimes flare up. Sometimes fluid would collect on that joint, kind of depending on activities that I was doing, footwear that I was wearing, and the amount that I was amount of time I was spending on my feet. And so, for me, it was definitely something that I wanted to start looking at how I could better mobilize that joint, take some pressure off of it, and try and find a little bit more ease on a day-to-day basis. I had visited a podiatrist. I got a prescription for orthotics. I had fluid drained off that joint on a number of occasions. And really the only thing that helped really was altering my style of footwear. But of course, being professional, it's not easy to wear, things like sneakers all of the time, and a lot of I guess orthopedic type footwear is just not very fashionable. And so I was wanting to see what I could do to keep that joint healthy, keep the fluid off of it. As soon as I knew that there were alternatives to surgery, and that there was something that I could do to improve the health of my big toe joint, I called Competitive Edge right away. Certainly, this is a non-invasive type of therapy, and it's something that I can take control over on my day-to-day life with a variety of exercises. I practice them daily. I actually find that a lot of them are actually quite pleasant and make my feet feel really great, not just that joint alone. I would say that working with Competitive Edge has had a tremendous impact on my quality of life. She's treated me now for 3 separate issues, all of them sort of chronic or caused by, working a desk job. It started with relief around my bunion. And then there was one particular visit that I made where I said when I was getting off of soft seating, easy chairs, sofas, and the like, that my right hip felt like it was out of joint. And with one treatment with some tension on that, it is completely resolved. As well, that was affecting my life because of my fitness activities, and feeling a little bit unbalanced in terms of strength on both sides of my hips. At the moment, I'm seeing competitive edge for a third thing, which is also chronic and related to working a desk job with some compression in my neck vertebrae that's causing some tingling down my left arm and elbow into my fingers. And we've been working through that through a series of treatments. And I do feel with the exercises and greater awareness around my posture and different activities that might be making that situation worse, that it is improving. And I will be seeing her for a few more treatments around that. I just feel really great after receiving a treatment. I've often joked that there should be like a little room you can go and lay down in afterwards. But I feel great in a way that's a little bit different than after getting a treatment, like, for example, a massage. After I receive an athletic therapy treatment, I feel energized. And, after that sort of like feeling of relaxation, right after the treatment, in the hours afterwards, I feel quite energetic. I would say that uh, when I first came to Competitive Edge, I had never actually heard of the field of athletic therapy. I just assumed that physiotherapy was all the same kind of practice. So this has been really interesting for me. I would say that if you are somebody who is wanting to lead an active lifestyle and you're wanting to keep your body healthy and you do experience, some pain, or you may have some pre-existing conditions, or I would say that if you want to, bump up your fitness regimen and stay healthy while you're doing it, then athletic therapy would be a good choice. I would say that I enjoy coming to Competitive Edge. It's a very welcoming environment. The therapists are very friendly there, as well as the clients. And there's all types of people that are dropping by for treatments. Between people who are athletes at the top of their sports, right through people who, like me, who are just trying to lead an active lifestyle. So I think that it's building a great community of people who are wanting to stay healthy while staying active.